ng local government ng Senado, walang iba, palakpakan po natin, Senator Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos.
Magandang tanghali sa inyo lahat, mga kasabi ko sa pamahalaan sa Liga ng mga Barangay ng Pilipinas. Muli ako nagpapasalamat sa inyo lahat sa pag-anyaya ninyo na makatalo sa inyong National Convention bilang inyong panauhing pandangal at tagapagsalita sa mga ito. Ito ay isang karangalan para sa akin at isang pagkakataon na makapulong ko kayong lahat sa aking pagka-chairman ng Committee on Local Government sa Senado ng Pilipinas. If you will recall, when I spoke before you last year, I reviewed with you and took you along a revisit of the Local Government Code of 1991 and the consequent complications of local autonomy experienced over the past 21 years. We presented to you the historical, geographical, and socio-political reasons for the creation of this landmark legislation to decentralize the system of governance. In last year's forum, we took note of the fact that the implementation of local autonomy had not been as successful or as smooth as we had expected due to the existence of local and national problems that downplayed the intensive and extensive devolution process. Among these were, if I might repeat, the socio-political concerns like rising incidents of crime, corruption, and uncertainty of a clear future direction, not to mention economic growth forecasts. In addition, we took note of the readiness and the capabilities of the local government units, especially the barangay, to exercise new responsibilities in response to greater autonomy granted them under the local government code, which include the provisions of basic services to their constituents and the management of natural resources. If I may reiterate, let me bring back one important insight I brought to you in my speech last year. This is the fact that even though kahit yung barangay ang pinakamaliit na ating tinatawag na political unit, this is still, I believe, the most powerful political unit as it is the most basic in our democratic structure. As proof of this, your executive power includes enforcing of laws and ordinances. As presiding officer in the Sangguniang Barangay, you are dispensing power as legislators by enacting ordinances. As head of punong tagapamayapa, you are exercising a quasi-judicial power, having the authority to mediate and amicably settle disputes among members of the barangay. My friends in government, mga kasama sa Liga ng mga Barangay, I am now in my third year as a chair of the Committee on Local Government in the Senate. And I can see that since my last plenary dialogue with you last year, that you have shown noticeable improvement in your ability, although in varying degrees, to successfully advance reforms necessary to substantially improve and put in place the practice of good governance in your respective barangays. Let me enumerate some of the salient accomplishments that have been achieved under the stewardship of Secretary Jess Robredo at the DILG, particularly where barangays were concerned. Number one, as reported in the 2011 DILG annual report, a good majority of the LGUs have internalized the practice of transparency and accountability, a point that was brought up in the message from our new Secretary of the DILG today. The report indicates that it is 57.7% of the 24,269 of the 42,026 barangays around the country that made available to the public their budgets, statement of income, and expenditures, annual procurement plans, and other financial transactions. Having been a local government official myself, I should congratulate these almost 25,000 barangays for this feat of transparency and accountability. Such full disclosure helps in ensuring that government resources are used responsibly and effectively, and equally importantly, that our people know where our funds are going. Second, in measuring the performance and capacity of LGUs in the area of development work, according to the same DILG report, around 1,094 barangays, following the initial implementation of the Barangay Governance Performance Management System, or BGPMS, came up for the first time with their State of Barangay Governance Report. This resulting barangay report provided the cities and municipalities that exercise supervision over them a closer look at prevailing situation in component barangays, making it easier for the larger LGUs to be able to help and to support the projects and initiatives of our barangay leadership. Pangatlo, in the aspect of capacity building amongst LGUs, especially amongst the barangays, this same report cited the Barangay Newly Elected Officials Program, Component 2, laying the foundation trainings conducted by the Local Government Academy, which covered 37,740 barangays, resulting in the training of about 321,264 barangay officials. As a positive consequence of this training, some 30,130 of these barangays formulated the so-called Barangay Agad, the acronym for Barangay Agenda for Good Governance and Development. Fourth, with the onset of more natural disasters linked to climate change, it is also reported that approximately 849 barangays are now beginning to address their efforts towards disaster preparedness by way of orientation seminars and trainings, not to mention the provinces and municipalities that have likewise faced up to the challenges of disaster management and risk reduction. Fifth, in the area of public safety and security, the Police Nyubo, or PNP for short sa barangay, of the Philippine National Police has helped improve the crime solution efficiency rate amongst barangays by the deployment of one policeman for each barangay, called the Police sa Barangay. They presently serve as a conduit between the community and the police, charged with the effective execution of barangay-based public safety services. For whatever it is worth, the security input into the barangay governance system certainly an additional plus. Finally, we come once again to the matter of electoral automation. RA 9319 mandates that an automated election system be applied to the national and local elections, including the election on the barangay and sangguniang kabataan level. This will certainly help in bringing about cleaner and more credible elections, minimizing fraud and corruption in the electoral process. Let me remind you that through the initiative of the DILG, because of the Secretary Jess Sobredo, a number of awards and incentives have been initiated under the DILG, which I believe have also contributed to the upgrading of the capabilities of our barangay officials and members. Let me mention some of them. The Siglat Award in the Cordillera region, the search for the most outstanding barangay, Barangay Executive, Sangguniang Barangay, Barangay Treasurer, and Barangay Secretary Award under the acronym BESTS. The Seal of Good Housekeeping for Barangay Government and the Barangay Challenge Fund. Kaya nabigyan ang ating mga barangay officials ng mga bagong pagkakataon na sila ay magbigay ng kanilang mga initiative para makatulong sa kanilang mga constituent. Ladies and gentlemen, if I went to the process of enumerating all the above headways that we have made in ensuring the success of local government and its autonomy, it is to demonstrate to you that with your continued cooperation and increasing passion for effective and efficient government, especially at the barangay level, we can achieve all the goals that we want for our own local government units. Ngunit sa lahat na ito, kayong lahat very polite naman at nakikinig kayo sa aking mga speech, pero isa lang yata ang gusto ninyong marinig. Ano ba ang nangyayari sa darating na kahalan? Alam niyo po, ito ay actually, ang katotohan, dala-dala ko yung Senate version noong yung nangyari sa House. Kasi ang House version sa postponement ng barangay elections ay ganito. Ang postponement, ang pinagkaisahan namin, itong National President ninyo ay madalas din napunta dun sa Senado para mapag-usapan kung ano ba talaga ang ating pinapano. At ang pinagkasunduan namin ay ganito. Ang termino, the term for barangay official na 3 taon ay pahabain natin ng 5 taon. Yung 5 taon na yun, for each term, ang ibibigay ng term limits is 3 consecutive terms. At bukod doon, dahil sa ating mga sa plano, sa schedule, ay barangay elections ay isasama na sa 2013 elections. Hindi naging pinag-usapan namin pati sa COMELEC, sinabi sa atin ng COMELEC, napakahirap masyado, napakahaba ang magiging panota, at hindi pa rin maisama ang barangay elections sa automated counting dahil ang barangay elections ay kinakamay pa rin sa ngayon. Kaya para dahan-dahan natin maipagsama ang mga eleksyon na makita natin na even if it is not synchronized, that the most efficient way is to separate the 2 elections. Ang barangay election, ang proposal namin ay ang barangay elections ay i-postpone mula sa 2013 hanggang sa 2015. So ganyan ang naging version sa House. Ako ngayon, bilang chairman sa Committee ng Local Government, ay ipa-file ko sa Senado ang companion bill na malapit na ma-approve sa House of Representatives para naman maidaan na sa Senado para mapabilis ang proseso. So, yun ang ating mga ginagawa na nakikita natin na marami dito sa kasalukuyan ay ang DILG at inyong mga katulong sa local government ay tuloy-tuloy ang aming pagsusuri sa mga problema sa local government, lalo na sa barangay. Dahil sa ating mga barangay ay dyan nakasulong ang buhay ng demokrasya ng ating bansa. Kaya po, ipagpatuloy ninyo ang inyong ginagawa, pagpatuloy ninyo ang inyong mga initiative, magpatuloy ninyo ang trabaho ninyo at ang servisyo ninyo sa publiko. Kami naman po, sa aming nagal, ay gagawin namin ang lahat upang tulungan kayo sa pamamagitan dito sa aking nabanggit ng mga award, ng mga programa, at kasama na rin doon ang pagpalit natin sa sistema ng eleksyon ng mga barangay official. Sa ganun lang po, at sana po, ito ay magiging matagumpay at patuloy ang tagumpay ng mga barangay. Maraming salamat po.